Hey gang, it's the disembodied voice of Jeff from G's Gear, and we're putting together a little video this evening of an instrument we're about to add to the shop at reverb.com, and this is a really nice Nepalese harmonium. It is what's called a 9-stop, 9-scale harmonium, and this is a portable harmonium. What distinguishes the portable ones is that they come in essentially a suitcase. You remove the top of the suitcase and then the harmonium lifts up out of it and rests out on the edge. So we'll just walk you through how this works and what the different functions of the harmonium do, and talk a little bit about how you might go about using it. These are really, really great instruments. They are standards in the music of India and Nepal. They are also the great world music instruments. They were used a lot during the late 1960s in studios all over Europe, and I think they're a great textural addition to a recording. So, without further ado, we open up the harmonium by lifting the catch. It's on a hinge in the back here, and once we get far enough back, it lifts out and we can set the lid aside. Begin to see the basics of the harmonium here. There are two side handles, and we lift up on those until we hear it click into place, and now the harmonium is resting on top of the bottom of the suitcase, and what this creates is the air chamber. This is a reed instrument, and it is played essentially by blowing air over reeds and then activating the reeds by pressing the keys on the keyboard. The bellows of the unit is here in the back, and you activate it by releasing it on one side or the other. You can do it either way. If you're a right-handed person and you're playing the keyboard right-handed, you would typically work the bellows with your left hand. If you're left-handed, you could work the bellows off the right-hand side just by closing that back up, popping this open. Whoever played this mostly has been right-handed. There we go. And then we have the bellows here. So what the bellows does is it pumps air into this bottom chamber, where it is redirected up into a portion of the harmonium down here at the bottom that is a series of chambers for the air to flow into and get regulated in terms of where that air goes from there, and then the keys up top. When you look at the listing on reverb.com, we'll have photographs of all the different parts of the harmonium and the different chambers and such. This is a little finicky here. There we go. Like I say, I think normally these are played by right-handed people. Alright, now I'm going to take the lid off. You don't need to do this, but I'll take this off so we can see the apparatus underneath. The keys of the harmonium, like any kind of piano key, are levers back here. What they are doing is when you press them, you are opening up the airflow past a brass reed that's underneath them. When they're not being played, they act as dampers for that reed so that it doesn't make any sound. On the front of the harmonium, we have the 9 stops. And these are a combination of drone notes and airflow regulators. What you'll see is that some of them are smaller than others, right? Smaller stops, larger stops. The larger ones regulate your airflow, and you generally pull these out to maximize the flow of air through the unit. The smaller stops then are drone notes, and what this does is in classical Indian music is it allows you to have a drone sound in the background that provides an underlying harmony, and you play melodically against that. So we'll get one of those going right now. This one on the far left is a G-sharp drone. So all we do is blow some air into it. Once we get enough in, so that's a G sharp note. And that note will sound as long as there's air flowing. And then what we play opposite that will thicken that sound. So what we have is a G sharp, and then we have an A sharp. Yeah, it's really big bottom end of that. I'm working the wrong one there. A sharp. And now this is a C sharp. This is a D sharp over here. And this is an F out here. That's not an F. There we go. Again, these other ones are air regulators, except this one. This is a tremolo knob. It adds a little bit of a quaver to things. So we'll get something else going here. A little bit more of a pure sound. Might be hard for you to hear it. I can feel it. There's a vibration going on underneath there. Again, as long as we let airflow come through there, this will sound. Now, there are other buttons here as well. The knob out here, this is an octave coupler. When it's in like this, I'm going to take the drone notes out for a minute here. When it's in like this and we play a note, the key here works as does the key down here, an octave apart. So we get two notes sounding at the same time. Why have I got I still have something going on here. If I pull that out, I'll just get one note. A lot thinner sound, thinner. And push that in, thicker. So in a general sense, what our stops do for us is they allow us to either add a drone note in to create a harmony against which we play, or to double the sound by having the octave coupler in and getting two notes playing at the same time. Now that would apply also to chords. So if we were playing a chord with the, we'll bring the coupler out here. All right, so now we've made sure that we have our drones shut off. We'll take the octave coupler out like this. And again, if we play a single note now, we just hear the one note. put the coupler in, and you can actually see the key drop over here. Now we're getting 2 notes. That works with chords as well. I should say also before I forget, the intonation on this is really good, and it's tuned to an A444. It says 444 cycles, a couple cents higher than an A440. We get a nice thick sound out of that. Now there's one other thing that really sets this kind of harmonium apart, makes it really special. And that's the apparatus here. This is a scale changer. I have it set up at this point with the lever in the middle. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 options on either side. This is a C. So when I play a C here, it's a C. But if I move this lever once to the right, you can see the whole keyboard move. Now I'm relocating the keyboard over different reeds. If I play the same C, that's a C sharp. Move it again, it's a D. And up to a D sharp, and up to an E. Work it in the same direction going backward, and I go from C again down to B, B flat, A, and A flat. What's great about this is that if you're playing this instrument and you have limited keyboard skills, but you need to change keys to, say, suit a vocalist or something like that, you could play a tune in the key of C and then just adjust the scale changer, and it'll change the key of everything you're playing with you to suit that. So you don't see this on too many harmoniums. They're mostly just the higher end ones have the scale changers in there. Octave couplers are reasonably common, so this has that, and again the 9 stops. So to kind of recap, we have 9 stops. The larger ones are airflow. Push that back in. Hello. And the smaller ones are drones. So it starts G sharp, A sharp, C sharp, D sharp, and F. Those drones, I should say, are not reeds that are located underneath the keyboard. They are reeds that are located down in the body of the instrument. So whatever you do with the scale changer, they stay the same. So if you're using a drone in, we'll say in G sharp, we're going to get that, we'll get that G sharp drone going. And if you're not used to playing in the key of G sharp, you can play in the key of C and adjust this. G sharp be the same as A flat. B, B flat, A flat. So now I'm going to get that G sharp drone going. And so you can then you put that harmonic quality behind a key, and then adjust your keyboard to play in the key you want to be in. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense. We'll try that again somewhere else here. Let's see. An A sharp is the same as a B flat. Let's see if we can go from, well, we'll go from the C sharp, and we'll just move the key up to C sharp. So here's the C sharp drone. I'm playing on wrong pitch. We have that drone going on behind it just to thicken that sound. That, gang, is the basis of how harmoniums work. This one's in really nice shape. It's made entirely out of teak. The reeds are brass. Keys are, they're some sort of a plastic over probably something like pine or poplar. And everything plays right up and down the fretboard. Stops all work. When you're putting one of these away, make sure that all of the stops are pushed in so you don't hit one on the carriage of the box and knock it out of shape. You also want to make sure that you press a key down and let any air that may have accumulated in there escape. Close up the bellows. Put the latch on that. Put the top here back on. And this is decorative and it keeps dust and whatnot out. You can leave it on or leave it off. And then on the side of the unit there are two metal buttons, levers that get pushed in, and that allows the unit to drop down into the box. There we go. It just eases back down. Put the lid back on. And we're good to go. So if you're looking for something to shape up your sound in the studio, give you some alternative textures for a recording, or if you have a yoga studio or Indian classical music studio, these are great instruments to have on hand. Very flexible, very wide-ranging sound. Nepalese harmonium, made out of teak, 9 stops, 9 scales, at gsgear@reverb.com. And we'll see you guys on the flip side. Thanks for tuning in.